Both sides participated, and it was very, very productive. So here we are at the beginning of a Congress, and we have been pressing with my good colleague and friend from Oregon, pressing for rules reform through the Constitution, relying on the Constitution. In Article 1, Section 5 of the Constitution, it gives us the power and the authority, a majority of us, at the beginning of an organizing session to determine what rules we function under the next 2 years. And that's the exercise that we have been in. And Senator Merkley, one of the things I want to say to you that I think both of us realize is that we know that if we hadn't utilized our rights under the Constitution, if we hadn't pushed this very hard and said, we are trying to round up 51 senators that will stand up with us and say, we want change in this institution. We want to get back to being the greatest deliberative body. We want to consider all the important bills in a timely way, budget bills, appropriations bills. And I think by utilizing our constitutional option or our rights under the Constitution, we have come a long way in a year. And we've had many debates in our caucus. We've had many discussions. But the one point I want to make, we're not exactly where I think you and I think we should be at this particular point in time. Because while these reforms, and let me say that these reforms, I think, are steps forward and in some ways significant. The fact that we're getting rid of secret holds, if we have that vote today and get 60 votes, that's a good thing. The nominations, letting the president get his team in place, that's a good thing. Reading of amendments, my cousin Mark Udall from Colorado is involved with that. The motion to proceed, the gentleman's agreement on the motion to proceed in infilling the tree. That is a significant step in behavior to say, let's change our behavior. And then the fact that we're going to have votes today, later today, on Senate Resolution 10, on the Senator Merkley's talking filibuster, on Senator Harkin's proposal. These are significant votes to be taken and significant steps forward. But I have to tell you that and that's what I wanted to focus and for you and I to talk about, Senator Merkley. I strongly disagree with one thing that was announced here, with the idea that the two leaders are taking off the table us utilizing our constitutional rights. I mean, that was what was announced, and I think we both heard it the same way. Leader McConnell and Leader Reid, they both said that they are not going to rely on a majority vote for rules in the future, no matter who's in power and what's happening. Well, the beauty of the Constitution, and I think we all realize this, spending some time with it, is that that's a good agreement for them. It doesn't apply to 98 other senators. Each senator under the Constitution has his or her right to rely on those constitutional rights. And so I would urge, like has been done every time in the past when we've had a movement for change on rules, that it be bipartisan, and that we're seeking 51 senators that will join with us. Because if 51 senators join at the beginning of a Congress and say, we want rules reform, we want this place to function better, we want to do the people's works better, we want to take up some of those House bills, the 400 bills that died, we want to do appropriations bills in a timely way. All of these things are very important to a better functioning Senate, and really a better functioning Senate is all about the people's work. So I thought that for the last couple of minutes here, I know you want to say some initial comments, Senator Merkley, but we could talk about this idea that we've moved a long way, we've pushed the constitutional option. I don't think there's any doubt that you and I are giving up on our constitutional rights. Other senators can say what they want to do, but we are going to stand and utilize our rights as we move down the road. and we're hoping that we will be at a place where we have 51 senators, Democrats and Republicans, that are going to continue to look at this and find a better way to make this institution work in terms of modern issues, modern times. I think we're kind of stuck back in another century with some of these rules, and we really need to bring it up to date. And with that, Senator Merkley, you and I think, are going to